Hi everybody, welcome, thank you for joining me. So as you know, we're here today to create a video to help people through some of their mindsets when it comes to money. So we're going to be looking to create a video that's 5 different ways to work in property without using any money. Now, as you can see, I bought the biscuits, I've bought the coffee, so I'm hoping you guys are going to be bringing some great content and some great ideas that are really going to help everybody. Just to give you all a brief introduction to each other, we have a local builder that we've brought along, so hello Mr. Builder.
Cheers guys, nice to meet you all.
We also have a property owner, so somebody in the area that owns some properties might be interested in parting with some of them. I think your input's going to be really great, so welcome here.
Glad to be here.
We also have an investor, so somebody who works in the property space who invests their own cash into property.
Hi guys, fantastic to be here, thanks Dan.
And finally, we have our property developer, somebody who's working in many different properties, developing them throughout the UK.
Great to be here Dan, thanks.
Okay, so the point of today is to overcome some hurdles for people. Now, as you're all aware, I believe that there's many hurdles within the property space. You know, your mindset, your self-development, your perseverance, your passion, your drive, your commitment, your focus, all these other things are really the driving forces. And you know, these are the things that might cause a hurdle, but it really shouldn't be money. And just to give you guys some background as to who I am and what we do here, we're obviously a development company. We've been working in the property space for years, and we've done many developments. Not hundreds, but we've done scores of developments. And some of them developments are fairly substantial in scale. And one thing that's never been a hurdle for myself or my business is the money stuff. So for example, right now we're developing 15 sites throughout the UK, and there's only actually 3 of them sites that have our own cash involved in them. So that means all the other sites are being invested not using our cash. So I'm very passionate about this, and I also understand that this subject can kind of push the wrong buttons for some people because everyone's got different stories. Let's get going. Let's stop thinking about below market value deals. Let's stop thinking about the kind of stuff that's a bit negative, that doesn't really add value to the economy. We need to start thinking of 5 different ways in which people can get started without using their own cash.
Dan, have something.
Wow, brilliant, fantastic. So let's start with Dan.
Which Dan?
We'll start with property developer Dan.
Right, thanks. What I was thinking guys is JV partnerships, so joint ventures. That would kind of be where the individual finds the deal, does all the due diligence, comes up with a model that works for everybody, and then approaches somebody like myself and asks to partner with me on the deal. Now, I'm a busy guy, so therefore, if somebody brings me a deal that I think's going to add value to us as a company that we will be interested in undertaking, then what a great win for me. Also gives them an opportunity to gain some experience and leverage from our experience and kind of shadow us. So if somebody came to me and said, look, Mr. Developer, we've got a great opportunity for you. Here's all the work and due diligence we've done. We'd love to work with you. To be quite honest with you, in that scenario, the deal could be anything. I'd probably look to take the lion's share, but at least they're getting going. I personally think that's a great strategy. Can I just interject something here, Dan? Go for it.
I think that's absolutely brilliant. And to be honest with you, I was going to say joint venture and JV opportunities, but I think I've got a little bit more of a twist on that. So we could potentially, get that individual to team up with yourself and then create some plan around adding value, do loads of due diligence. Then as an entity, they come to an investor like myself to invest into the deal. Just like you said, potentially somebody could bring their hard work and their due diligence to yourself, but they could also, maybe yourself and that party could then come to me, or they could potentially come directly to me, as long as they've got the right team on board. I think that's something that will be incredibly viable. That's brilliant. What we're talking about there is working in joint venture with other people, which is absolutely doable, isn't it? And what 2 great examples there. So that's 1 down, only 4 more to go.
I've got another, if you don't mind me talking away, guys.
Hey, go for it. You're in flow. I love it. Go for it.
What about the idea of deal sourcing? So it's kind of the same, thought process as I started with, but instead of being involved with the deal with me, so if somebody found a great deal and did some great due diligence, then they could take it to another developer, or they could take it to potentially an investor even, and potentially sell that deal on, which means that they're going to be able to get a sourcing fee. And it's a great way to add value to your network, isn't it? Because if somebody was bringing me great deals and charging me a small percentage to, hand over that deal to me, I would be over the moon with that, and I'm sure the investor would too. So I think the deal sources should definitely be on the list.
We're rolling now. Brilliant.
Who's got the next idea?
Oh, come on, guys. Nothing? I'll tell you what, let's all take a quick break and let's see what we can come up with.
Guys, I've got it. What about kind of lease options, option agreements, creative conveyancing, subject to offers? Something where the individual we're talking about would secure the property rather than buy the property using creative conveyancing. Subject to offers are so powerful.
I mean, that could work. I mean, if somebody was to come to me as a property owner and say, look, do you know what? What we'd like to do is, secure your property for, I don't know, maybe 3 months while we add some value to your property, maybe do some works on the property. If I knew I was guaranteed to get the sale, as a property owner, the thing that always happens to me is people are always trying to chip my prices. They're always trying to bring my price down. But, if they work intelligently like that, then surely they should be able to offer full market value, which is, really going to be a benefit for me. So if somebody was going to spend their money on my property, secure it with me so I knew I was guaranteed a sale, and they were a professional buyer, i.e., they weren't in a chain or anything like that, I'd be like, hell yeah, where do I sign?
Hang on.
It's great, it's brilliant, but what about the actual adding value costs? What about the build cost side of it?
I think I can help here, guys. As you know, I'm a fairly straight talker, so I'll keep this short and sweet. If somebody was to come up to me and they were to say, hey up handsome,
you're not handsome. This guy. Nobody wants to look like you. You want to look like me.
But if someone's come to me and say, hey up handsome, look, how would you, are you giving me the quote for this work? How would you like it if I gave you a little bit more than what you've quoted, but you wait till the end of the development before you get paid? Now, for me personally, I'm a busy guy. I'm, running forward from one development to the next development to the next development. And as a result of that, I'm relatively cash rich in the bank. So I can actually cash flow these developments. You could potentially use a contract of that kind of nature and then work with somebody like myself who would take the payment on completion. Would that seem like a viable solution to everyone?
Oh, I like that. I really, really like that.
Okay, I've got a suggestion.
I was thinking about maybe a consultancy-based model. So that could be something along the lines of an individual who's got some knowledge, going to something like a property owner and, recognising the fact that maybe they've not recognised the full potential within their property. So that individual might know a certain amount of information about a subject, and they could approach you as a property owner and agree either for a fee or for a percentage of the uplift to undertake works on your behalf. So potentially something that you would cash flow, but then be looking to pay the individual as a consultant in that space. I think that's certainly something that could get people moving in the property space without really needing any of their own cash. Do you feel like I'm on the right tracks?
Yeah, for what it's worth, guys, I would certainly be interested in that because, to be honest with you, I'd love to do what you all do, but I just don't have the knowledge to do it, and I think fear stops me most of the time. But if somebody came to me and wanted to work on my behalf and add value, if I made profits, I would be happy to pay a fee for that service. It would be absolutely brilliant for me.
That's brilliant. And also, while we've been talking about that, I've got another idea.
Introducers agreements can work really powerfully, and it's a great way to earn profits in property without using your cash. So it might be that the builder over here has got a great opportunity, but is really wanting to be introduced to, you know, my investor friend over here. So you could kind of sit in the middle of that relationship and charge an introducers agreement. So you're kind of charging a small fee every time. But I know very well that there's people that make great careers out of just being an introducer. So you might charge 1 or 2% of the contract fee or of the relationship value, and it's going to really create profits. I mean, that's the kind of thing that would work very much in the brokerage space and in the money space, but it can also work, you know, people wanting to meet builders. Introducers agreements, I think, is the 5th way to achieve the goal here.
Sounds
fantastic.
And that's it. You know, 5 ways that we've come up with today to work in property without using any cash at all. So first of all, guys, thanks ever so much for giving me your time and coming in here to talk to us.
Cheers.
It's been really insightful. I think we can all agree this isn't going to work every single time, because at the end of the day, everyone's an individual, and it might be that a property owner we speak to doesn't really like it in the same way as you did, or it might be that and the investor isn't really interested in that deal. But I'm certain that with the right energy, these different strategies will work, given the right time and energy put into it. It's also fair to say that it's probably not going to be 100% free to work within all these strategies. We might need a bit of cash to pull together, I don't know, some of the legal stuff, or to create some marketing materials, whatever it may be. But we certainly don't need them big chunks of cash. So I think we've just come up with 5 strategies that can go into people's toolboxes right now to enable them to make the most out of their property journey. I'd like to thank each and every one of you for your time. Really appreciated your input. Okay, so there you have it. I mean, apart from the 5 different versions of myself, which to be quite frank has scarred me a little bit, and I think I'm going to be waking up with cold sweats for the next few months, that's 5 great top tips that are going to help you on your journey. Now, they're not going to change your life today, but if you invest your time into knowledge, if you focus and engage in the community, and if you start thinking about how you can create win-win solutions for other people, then ultimately you're walking down the right path. Why not add our fantastic Facebook group and start asking them big questions? By taking action today, you're going to be doing something that you're going to thank yourself for tomorrow. I very much look forward to meeting you.